Hello, lovelies. I hope you are having a wonderful holiday season so far. And while the weather outside might be frightful, the baking in my kitchen is so delightful. And today we are going to be letting it snow with these absolutely delectable, melt in your mouth snowball cookies. Now, if you've never had these cookies, they are an absolute classic. And I have to say, I have been craving them for weeks now. So I'm so excited to be finally making them. The best part is not only do they taste absolutely delicious, but they are super simple to make. Now, I find one of the secrets to achieving that melt in your mouth texture that snowball cookies are so well known for is actually really finely chopping your nuts. So in this recipe, I'm going to be using some pecans, but you could also do this with walnuts if you want to. Both are pretty traditional. Now, you do have the option to use just straight up chopped pecans in this recipe, but I find you get the best texture in your cookie if you run your pecans through your food processor first until you reach the texture of sort of coarse crumbs. Here we go. We're just gonna give this a quick couple pulses until I've got coarse crumb texture, and then we can get to work on mixing up our dough. Now, making the dough for this recipe couldn't be simpler. It's just 6 ingredients in a single bowl, so there is a lot to love. Now, to get started, I have got some room temperature butter sitting in my bowl. Always important to be baking with room temperature butter, especially when it comes to cookies. It's gonna make your life so much easier. To my butter, I am going to be adding some powdered sugar and a splash of vanilla extract. Now, it's really important to use powdered sugar here because that's how you achieve that amazing melt in your mouth texture that makes snowball cookies so incredible. I'm going to get in here with my hand mixer. You want to blend it for about 2 to 3 minutes or just until the mixture is nice and light and fluffy. That means it's time to add your remaining ingredients here. So I've got some flour as well as my chopped pecans and just a little helping of salt. Once you've got all of that in your bowl, you can go ahead and get back in here with your hand mixer. What you end up with after another minute or two of mixing is a nice thick dough. And that means it's time to get rolling our snowballs. And to do that, I'm going to be using my handy dandy cookie scoop. You could just as easily use a tablespoon if you wanted to here, but I like a cookie scoop because it keeps your cookies nice and evenly sized. So I'm just going to roll it in my hand and arrange each of my little snowballs on a parchment-lined baking sheet. This is a perfect job to keep the kids busy if they're out of school. I love this dough especially because it's got no raw egg in it, so you could technically just eat it out of the bowl with a spoon. Not that I'm saying you should, but you could. And I definitely gave it a try before I started rolling. Quality control in the kitchen, people. That's what it's all about. Now, at this point, instead of popping these straight into the oven, we want to help them retain their shape as best as possible during the cooking process. And to do that, I like to put them in the refrigerator first. So you want to chill these for between 30 minutes and 45 minutes, just until they're nice and cold. Then you can get them into a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for between 12 and 14 minutes, or just until they're set. You definitely do not want to over bake snowball cookies. They're meant to be nice and soft and tender and sort of fall apart when you bite into them. Do you see this mess on my shirt? This is why I should always be wearing an apron in the kitchen. Anyways, how amazing do these look? And they smell even better. Now it's time to get our snow on. So once your cookies are out of the oven, you want to let them cool for just 2 or 3 minutes, just until they're cool enough to handle. And then basically what you're going to do while your cookies are still warm is you're going to roll them in a bowl like this of powdered sugar. This is really the most important part because this is how they get their snowy appearance. And the fact that the cookies are warm is just gonna help them really sort of get that sugary coating sort of absorbed in. Once these beauties have had a chance to cool completely, it is time for round 2 in that amazing powdered sugar. And that, my friends, is where the real magic happens. It's where you get that snowy exterior that makes these cookies such showstoppers. I absolutely love these beautiful cookies when served with coffee or hot chocolate. They are just such a wonderful treat after a nice big holiday meal. And they also make an incredible edible gift. So if you've got some loved ones that you're not going to be seeing this holiday season, you can make a nice big batch, package them up, and then do some special deliveries, socially distanced, of course. Guys, I hope you love these festive holiday cookies as much as I do and that you'll give them a try for yourselves. If you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Facebook me a photo because you know how much I love seeing your kitchen creations, especially your Christmas ones. Remember, the full recipe is linked as always in the description box below. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from. Happy holidays, everyone!